All right, welcome to the Subcontractors Toolkit. I am Ricky, and today I am going to run you through how payment terms affect your cash flow as a subcontractor. I wanted to show visually how this happens. So what I've done is I've created a little program here with dates to kind of give us the grasp of how payment terms affect cash flow. So to run you through my little example here, firstly, I have a starting work at the start of January on the 1st of Jan. And obviously we're completing work for the full month of January. Following the work for the full month of January, we submit our payment application. The client reviews the application, they approve the application, and we have our 30-day payment terms kind of kicking in around that point. Now, just to be clear, this is just an example. How this interacts with the payment terms kicking in, this is all part of your contract, and it will be a little bit different from job to job. So it's pretty important you understand that side of things as well. But let's talk now, for this example, let's see how our payment terms are affecting our cash. So for the month of January, where we've completed work, our application's been approved and our payment terms have kicked in. For 30-day payment terms, we can see here in my example that we are getting paid on the 6th of March. So for that work that we did starting in January 1st, we are not seeing any money for January until the 6th of March on 30-day payment terms. Now, 30-day payment terms, I would say, is quite the standard payment terms within contracts in the UK. So this is your norm in the construction industry as a subcontractor. The work that you do in January, you will get paid for it in March, generally speaking, on 30-day payment terms. Now, to give another example, if you were on 45-day payment terms, then we're not talking about the start of March, we're talking more about the end of March that you'll get paid for the works that you've done in January. So now in the construction industry, you will see other kind of lengths of payment terms. You are also going to get thrown in front of you, more than likely, 60-day payment terms. You're going to get 90-day payment terms, potentially in some cases. So hopefully I'm demonstrating here 60-day, 90-day payment terms. You're doing a lot of work before you get paid for that work. So you have to be able to, pay for that work, keep that work going before you get paid. Now, as subcontractors, what we will have happening, generally speaking, is when we start work here on the 1st of January, the guys will be working, and generally speaking, let's say around the 9th, we're going to pay them for that first week of work. From the 9th, give or take, we're going to be paying for our labor, and that will happen on a weekly basis. So even with 30-day payment terms, we might have 5 or 6 around there times that we pay for our labor before we get our initial payment. And that's kind of ongoing. So as subcontractors in the construction industry in the UK, generally speaking, we will be negative cash flow, i.e. we'll be paying for things before we get paid in the construction industry. That's how construction industry works. Now, what I want to say here is for you to understand how much you go negative cash flow, how deep, when the worst point is in the project. For you to really understand that, what you need to do is you need to complete a cash flow forecast. So without doing a cash flow forecast, we're just guessing. You probably don't understand why your bank balance has gone negative. Until you do a cash flow forecast, then we can understand when, how much, and how deep we're going in the cash flow negative. Or if as a business you are going cash flow negative. Now, without knowing that information, it's really hard to, first of all, understand what's happening there and also to mitigate it. So when you know this information, for example, in 2 months' time, I'm going to negative 50K in cash flow as a business because I've just started this project or whatever the reason. Without that information, without that understanding, you can't make sound decisions. You can't mitigate things as well as you could if you don't have that information. So with this video, there'll be a link that you can download our free cash flow forecast template. So I highly encourage you to jump in, download the template, watch the how to complete a cash flow forecast, and get this cash flow forecast going for your business. Understand where your cash flow is heading. Hopefully with this, you understand at the start of every job, you will be cash flow negative as a subcontractor. So where is my cash flow heading as a business? And that will help you make sound decisions, put mitigation things in place for the effect of cash flow as a business. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, if it was useful for you, we do these regularly. We try and give you genuine advice in a digestible way. So if you found this useful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and you'll get notified when our next video comes out. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.